Absolutely. Drew Titan Bronze on deck. This is a Painful Excellence podcast. Salute to the mighty LDBC. This is going to be a bit of a aggravating conversation, and the more you think about it, the more you'll know. The more you'll know. Who we got in the building? Shauna, what up? Rod Neal, Teach. Frank from the land, salute. No smoke, my brother. Love is the word. John Pounds, Cop Killer. Mike the Reaper, what up? Jeff Spark in the building, always representing. Slim Hussein. Joe Townsend in the building, salute. The first thing I want to show y'all is you see this picture, right? LeVar Cooper, salute. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. You see this picture, right? I see a woman walking with her two seeds. Obviously, the man is not there because he's more than likely drafted because he has to fight in the war. And one thing I noticed is that they've humanized the people that are going through this. Now, before I go any further, I'm not trying to make light of their situation, because I have seen videos, and anytime where you see a jet fighter, we said common sense, salute. When you see a jet fighter fly over your brownstone, like close, and they drop a bomb on your block, that is some life-changing, scary stuff. Okay? And there's only a handful of people I would wish that on. Now, let me say this. You might say, well, Drew, you said a handful. Normally, the correct thing to say, the politically correct thing to say is, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. And that's just a lie. There are only a handful of people I would wish that on. Well, who would you wish that on? Well, think about all the ugly people that have ruined this world. Think about all the crazy people that society has followed. Let's just start with King Leopold, right? King Leopold, y'all know who that is? Just look it up. Just look it up. Hitler ain't got nothing on him. He said, Hitler, hold my beer. Okay? African Holocaust, King Leopold. Look it up. But speaking of Hitler, now look, this is something I did not know until Putin said it. One of the reasons why he was doing what he was doing was, and he did it so slick. He did it so slick, exactly. Christopher Columbus, yeah, that guy's not a hero. He talked about the insane amount of Nazis in the Ukraine. And I was like, what? I didn't know. I've never been there. But, we have access to the world. And I did some Google and I said, oh, crap, look at that. So that was just a power play by the Russians. And I said, you know what? This is enough to make me just say, you know what? I don't know exactly what's happening here, but that's happening on the other side of the world, right? And trying to figure out, why do we have to stick our nose in everybody's business? Trying to figure out why that's happening. And then I look at this picture and I say, wow, they humanize the Ukrainians, which is fine. See those two little boys? They're innocent in this. I mean, they were probably playing PlayStation 1 minute and now they're on the road and their houses is blown up. They're innocent in this. I know it said common sense. I did some research and I said, wow, he wasn't lying. Putin wasn't lying about that. And at first, you feel sorry for them because you see it on the news, Fox, MSNBC, CNBC, CNN, and Demon Kennedy salute. And I'm like, yo, what's going on with this? This is what we're doing? Okay. And these notifications. Wait a minute, let me shut this down. Okay. Yeah. So I'm wondering how they humanize these people, but let me just get right into it. They're inviting the refugees into our country and they're giving them SSI. Meanwhile, I don't know when I'm ready to retire. I don't know if Social Security is going to be around for me. But we're accepting these people in. But it wasn't too long ago. They told the Haitians to go home. Y'all remember that? They just told the Haitians to go home. They just said, do y'all remember that? Did I imagine that? Did I imagine that? Or did that really happen? They told the Haitians to go home, right? I also remember when Trump was in office, somebody from his administration told a Latin brother, "Get out of my country." He said, "Get out the country. I'm Puerto Rican." He's Puerto Rican. What do you mean, get out of my country? He's Puerto Rican, stupid. What is wrong with you? Tony Brown, salute. Yeah, they told the Haitians, get out. They had a natural disaster over there. Andre Berto had to go over there. Remember that earthquake they had over there? They told Haitians go home. They're down in Miami fussing with the Cubans. Mr. Shelton, salute. Yeah, you're right. Love is a word. Exactly. When they say we want the foreigners to get out of here, get a green card, and close the borders, get the Mexicans out. Look, Mexicans over here, give them SSI. You know why? At least they're not over here just with their hands out. They're over here working, building shit. Y'all remember all of that? Trump telling everyone to get out. But you know what? In the Bronx, there's a block not too far from where I live called Katona Avenue. Shauna knows what that is. It's all off the boat Irish people over there. It's a nice neighborhood. All off the boat Irish. 233rd Street, you drive up right by the cemetery, make a right turn on Katona Avenue. If you go down Katona Avenue at the end of the block and you make a right, the borderline of Yonkers is right there. Paul Carrick in the building, salute. Oh, and salute to you in that salute to you earlier in that Cash App, my brother. He said, "You've been on fire, bro. Appreciate the work, man. I appreciate you, man. Much love and appreciation, man. Thank you so much in that Cash App. Much love." Katona Avenue is off the boat Irish. Off the boat. Off the boat. Green eyes, red hair, blonde hair. St. Patty's Day, they out there tap dancing. I'm serious. I'm not even kidding. It's a nice neighborhood. It's very nice. But when Donald Trump told foreigners to get a green card to get the F out, basically, I don't think he meant them. Ladig Avenue off of White Plains Road. That's an Albanian neighborhood. I don't think he meant them. Anthony Ingram, salute. Tremont Avenue, by the Bruckner, going north, south, going south, going east. That's an Italian neighborhood. I don't think he meant them either. Okay? What John Pound say? He says Russia's trying to destroy the hidden biolabs with viruses being created under the Ukrainian noses. Only a handful of Ukrainians know about this. U.S. is in the way. I am not educated about that, but that's some shit out of a movie, and I wouldn't be surprised if you are absolutely correct, because I don't put anything past anything now. We're living in the days where things that we saw in movies is actually real. All right, but I want to let me move this. I want to play something for y'all, because to me, this is out of hand. This is out of hand. Let me play this for y'all. This is the Ukrainian president.
Will have to send their sons and daughters exactly the same way as we are sending their sons and daughters to war, and they will have to fight, because it's nature that we're talking about, and they will be dying, God forbid, because it's a horrible thing. The U.S. will have to send their sons and daughters exactly the same way as we are sending their sons and daughters to war, and they will have to fight, because it's nature that we're talking about, and they will be dying, God forbid, because it's a horrible thing.
Excuse me? Excuse me? Let me be very clear. Tay, reach your ex-wife, salute. Let me be very clear. No male in my bloodline, my mother's side and my dad's side, are going over there to do that. I promise you, we will go to jail first. You're not making any of us go. No child of mine, no male, no female. We're not doing that. Enough's enough. I don't know where he got that from. I don't know what he thinks this is. We don't even know what's going on. Exactly, no smoke. Yeah, you gotta go. Yeah, your son gotta, your daughter gotta, they ain't going nowhere. Oh, well, we'll take your house. Take it. We'll take your car. Take it. You lose your job. Take it. You have to go to jail. Lock me up. You can't keep me there. Eventually, I'm gonna be out. You can take the crib, you can take the car, you can take my job. This is America. I promise you I'll make something happen. It'll be rough for about maybe 18 months, but I'll be fine. You mean to tell me you're going to accept those people here? And you really think that while we're accepting people here, you're going to send the Americans over there to fight your shit? My daughters? While your daughters come here, because the women couldn't go. So the women with children under a certain age, boys and daughters, didn't go. So you think I'm going to send my seeds over there? Rico Savo in the building, salute. So we're supposed to go there. I'm supposed to leave my place, and they're supposed to send them over here. I paid for this. I've worked in this country all my life. Now you're saying that I'm gonna have to go and get bombs flown over my head for a place that has a lot of Nazis? You got me all the way fucked up. You got me all the way fucked up. Lock me up right now. I'm not doing it. Now again, don't think that I'm doing this to bash whatever's going on over there. I'm saying I don't know what's going on over there. I'm saying that war's ugly. I didn't know it was that serious. That they're, you know what this is? This is the Gaza Strip damn near. I don't like you. I don't like you either. And instead of throwing a punch, this is rolling a hand grenade at your neighbor's house. And he's like, it's a connecting house. Your porch is here, his porch is here, and you just throw a grenade over there. It's like, wait a minute, the shrapnel gonna get you too. Yeah, y'all really. Night Train, woke, salute. Yeah, he really said that. He really thinks that get myself ready right now. I'm not going over there. No, and none of my children going over there. None of my nephews, my little cousin, nobody's going over there. What are you talking about? What do you think this is? I'm not clear about what's happening over there. I'm not risking my life for that. And again, I did see Nazis over there. And of course, y'all all saw this. Y'all remember when this shit first popped off? And you saw this one nigga told my old man, that's just messed up. I'm gonna go over there and fight. You want to go over there with those Ukrainians? You want me to sit up there with Vladimir Klitschko and Vitaly Klitschko? While they talking in a different language, talking about how you a nigga? Nigga. Nigga, that's how they say it, because I've heard it before. Nigga. How do you think I heard it before? How do you think I heard that before in that accent? How do you think I heard that? I'm not going over there. I don't give a bro. Listen, I don't. Bro, listen. I don't care about what they're doing over there. I don't care. You know why? This is America, right? Listen, man, when George Floyd had a knee on his neck, I know what the Philippines was doing. They were down there marching Black Lives Matter too. Do you know? Did y'all know that? Y'all know they were doing Black Lives Matter in the Philippines? Remember back in the day, before I was doing content, when I was just going back and forth with Pactards on the internet, I knew that Pactards was a small number of the people in the Philippines because they're Black Filipinos. Did you know that? Yeah. And they would get very racist on social media, but I said, man, fuck that. When George Floyd was killed, they were down there marching with us. Did you know that? Were they doing that in the Ukraine? No. That's right, teaching Korea too. I'm just saying. And this might sound kind of crazy, but it's y'all notice a lot of my conversation does come back to the passport bros. There's the places that they're going, there's reasons why they're going. You think that the Black passport bros didn't investigate where it was safe for them to go? And they were shocked to know that the Philippines and Thailand were safe places to go. You notice they're not going to Hong Kong? They're not really going to the European places. They're going to parts of Africa. They're going to the Philippines. They're going to Thailand. Some other place I'm forgetting. But we're going to have to get passports for real. Well, I got mine. I'm saying, if shit pop off like that, I could relocate. I ain't dealing with this. Some of those countries I mentioned will take Black American refugees. Trust me, they will. If we decide, yo, enough's enough, man, we're not going to fight this stupid ass war, the 10-year 8 salute. And they say, look, if you're running from this war, we're going to cancel your shit and you're going to be put in a concentration camp. The U.S. Embassy, wherever is down there, you're going to be arrested. Nope. We're going to let the Philippine government or wherever we at government step in because we're not dealing with this shit. Enough's enough. Y'all want us out that country anyway. Now, I don't know how all of that shit works, but I'm saying. This is a mess. They're showing this place a lot of love. Y'all don't think that's strange? Now let's play this.
President Joe Biden is committed to welcoming 100,000 Ukrainians who fled the war there to find their way here to the United States. There are viral videos like this one questioning that commitment.
President Biden has made it legal for Ukrainian immigrants to get SSI checks.
Our viewers asked us to verify if Ukrainians here in the United States are receiving benefits like Social Security. Let's check. Our sources are the Social Security Administration, the Office of Refugee Resettlement, the Uniting for Ukraine program, and immigration lawyer Charles Cook. According to Cook, there are 3 ways Ukrainians can legally seek refuge here. One is through the Uniting for Ukraine program. Those who qualify can stay in the U.S. for up to 2 years as humanitarian parolees and receive some benefits.
They're eligible for food stamps. They're eligible for supplemental Social Security, SSI. They're eligible for insurance, Medicare.
The Social Security Administration says that certain Ukrainians in the U.S. may be eligible for SSI benefits. The Office of Refugee Resettlement confirms humanitarian parolees may also be eligible for assistance through existing programs, like the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, healthcare through Medicaid, and food through SNAP.
No, they're not lifetime on the taxpayer dole. This is basically helping refugees who couldn't help themselves.
So we can verify it's true. Some Ukrainians who have arrived in the United States since Russia's invasion of their country may apply and could qualify for benefits like supplemental Social Security for a limited amount of time. President Joe Biden is committed to welcoming 100,000 Ukrainians who...
Your thoughts? Y'all might know somebody right now that's going through a hard time and they're trying to get the SNAP program. Y'all know what the SNAP program is? That's when you're just trying to get food on your table. There's people that legitimately have worked all their life and then they've hit a stump in their road, having a problem paying their rent. They got more month than money. And they need a one-shot deal. Y'all know what a one-shot deal is? When you're about to get thrown out your house, but you're like, yo, look, I'm gonna have the money at this amount of time. All right, so we're gonna debt everything for you so you don't get thrown out your house. One-shot deal. Then the SNAP program, so you can get food in your house. And usually it's women with children. I ain't gonna get into all of that, but what I'm saying is they need it. And they deserve it, at least because they're citizens, right? Never mind how they ended up in that situation. But they're entitled to that because they're citizens, right? They got kids, the kids need health care, they need health care, they need food, the kids need light and gas and all this other stuff. And they give people a hard time that were born and raised here. I don't know what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. And it's never a good look when you got bombs dropping on your goddamn head, man. That's some serious stuff. But damn, you bring them over here and because they come from a place where bombs fall on their fucking head, they get they said may in some. I don't know what the stipulations are. But there are going to be a lot of people. They said 100,000 immigrants are going to get the SNAP program and SSI and all this other stuff. There are people right now, and I saw Shauna say this earlier. We got Army vets looking like one-armed pets. That's a J with a damager line. They have no help. Exactly, love is the word. This is absurd. And I want you to remember, they humanize these people. They humanize these people. Please look at this picture. But when George Floyd pissed his pants calling out for his mother when that cracker had his knee on his neck, killed him in the middle of the street while his co-workers watched. While other people watched, what they were supposed to do was overwhelm the police. They couldn't get out and they couldn't have drew their guns and shot all of them. That was the time for revolution as a community. Stormy, what up? That was the time to raise up. They didn't do it. But they humanize shit like this for all we know. And I'm not, listen, I'm just being honest, man. I'm just being honest. This is how I see it. For all we know, her husband was probably a goddamn Nazi, for all we know. I don't want those people over here with that thought process, you know, soaking up all our resources. Not when you was telling Haitians to get the fuck out of here. They weren't over here saying kill Whitey. Mexicans, some of them were trying to buddy up with Whitey while building their goddamn walls and fences. I know, Stormy, yeah. I didn't know that until this year. I didn't know. I wasn't checking for that. I didn't know that. This is ridiculous. But we over here ducking bullets, getting shot by cops, getting attacked racially. We couldn't go to the fucking Ukraine. We couldn't go over there and have them set up and do shit like that for us. A small community of us would go over there and they'd be throwing tomatoes at us, beating us up, trying to steal our women, bullying us. We get foreigners that come over here, right? And I've been through this. I've had white foreigners come over here and still call me a nigga. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. Let me get this straight. You came here because wherever the fuck you was from, it didn't work out for you. So it's better here. And I'm born and raised here, and you are calling me out my name? Knuckle sandwich. That's all I'm saying. You're not gonna violate me, man.
Here's something I found on Answers.
Echo, be quiet. I ain't talking to that bitch. I don't know why she talking. Well, let me ask her a question. Echo, where is the highest Nazi population?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
She don't know. Now she don't know. Anytime I'm not saying anything, you talk. When I ask you something for real, you don't know. Yeah, y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? God's not a liar. Y'all remember that? Remember the black and African immigrants? The black African immigrants? They wouldn't allow them through the country to leave on the planes and trains. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? And now they got bombs falling on their fucking head. And the first time I saw it was who? I'm looking for boxing news and I see the Klitschko brothers standing there with M16s. I'm like, what's happening there? They're dropping bombs? Oh, that's bad. I hope they're okay. I didn't know they had a bunch of Nazis running around. Then Putin said it. And I'm like, oh. Exactly, Saddam Hussein. I'm talking about this. And this is the first time ever she's turned on while I'm doing this. Yeah, cop killer. She's all cat. Echo, are there Nazis in the Ukraine?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
She don't have an answer for that. Well, let's go to Google. Where are the highest Nazi population. What the hell? I'm not even going to press on that website. All right, let's try this. Nazi population in the Ukraine. Ukraine's neo-Nazi problem. Look at this shit. Hold on. As Ukraine's struggle against Russia and its proxies continues, Kyiv must also contend with the growing problem behind the front lines, far-right vigilantes who are willing to use intimidation and even violence to advance their agendas, and who often do so with the tact approval of law enforcement agencies. January 28th, a demonstration in Kyiv by 600 members of the so-called National Militia, newly formed ultra-nationalist group, vows to use force to establish order, illustrates this threat. While the group's launch was peaceful, national militia members in Balaklavas stormed the city council meeting in the central Ukraine known as Cherkasy the following day, skirmish with deputies and forcing them to pass a new budget. Although Avast uses Nazi-era symbolism and recruits neo-Nazis into its ranks, a recent article in Foreign Affairs downplayed any risk the group might pose, pointing out that, like other volunteer militias, Azov has reined in. Listen, okay. I hope the nigga that was seen on the news that was saying, yo, they can't do that to these people, I'm going to go over there and fight. I hope that nigga saw that, because when he got over there and landed and got off the plane, yeah, I'm ready to fight, and saw all those swastikas tattooed on their foreheads. Yeah, now you can't leave. They're going to make a lampshade out of you, you stupid nigga. What's wrong with these dudes? Real Spill Midwest Boxing Talk, salute. Yeah, John Pounds. Yeah, I know about that. Village Brothers, salute. They're over there. But 100,000 are coming here. The women and the little boys. And somehow they say they can stay here for 18 months. Somehow there's going to be a loophole, and not all 100,000 are going to leave. A lot of them are going to stay right here. And you know what they got going for themselves? Their white faces. And there's neo-Nazis right here that are going to embrace them. They're going to raise those boys that hate us. That's how they grow their numbers here. Am I saying all Ukrainians? No. But I'm saying that that's a problem over there. I just read something to you. It's a problem over there. I didn't know that. And I can't speak for anybody else in the chat, but I don't want any place that has a high thing with neo-Nazis. I don't want them near me. I don't want them near me. I've been called nigga by foreign white people. And it's like, yo, one phone call, dude. What you mean? I could punch you in your fucking face. And believe it or not, if you're a foreigner, I could say what I want. And you'd have to tread carefully because you can get deported. All these dudes, these Albanians or whatever that come and do the construction, and they're not unionized. A lot of them aren't. They just know how to do construction. Or look, man, a lot of that shit, it's repetition. Somebody put you on, look, when we're plaster on the wall, take this, put this here, and just follow me. By the end of the week, you're a goddamn pro. SSI, man. SSI, the SNAP program. Exactly, Stormy. Impregnate them hoes. They're going to take those women in. Yo, come on with me. We'll take care of you. Where y'all staying at? Y'all staying at that hotel they put y'all up there? Listen, baby. Don't. Come stay with me. Yeek Heil. Was your husband, Yeek Heil? Was your husband Yeek Heil? She go, yeah. You see the tattoo, the swastika on my armpit so no one can see it? Come on with me. Your husband's probably dead. But come on with me. And you can stay with me, but still collect your SSI. I'll raise those boys like they're my own. And I'm going to teach them what makes us... See, because you know what you got going for yourself? That blonde hair and blue eyes. I'm going to show you how to wiggle through the system. But the Haitians had to go home. They were telling Puerto Ricans to get out their country. Puerto Ricans. They were telling Puerto Ricans, get out my country. Exactly, John. I've been paying into Social Security since the early 90s. That's how long I've been working. And now, just to tell me, when I'm reaching my 60s, when I'm entitled to it, it might not be there. But they're giving these motherfuckers SSI. Why am I working? Why am I working? Yeah, yo, bro. I was watching this shit when Trump was in office, and one of those dudes was talking to a Puerto Rican man with a heavy accent. He was a reporter, and dude told him, "Get out my country." And the little Spanish dude looks. He said, "Get out the country, I'm Puerto Rican." What? What? I'm Puerto Rican. He looked at the camera. I said, oh, shit. They don't care. I know, Stormy, this is like, but you know what, though? As black people, ain't this shit typical? As black and brown people, ain't this typical, though? This is typical. Yo, listen, man. When Eric Garner got choked out by the cop, we got mad, we raised a little hell. But wasn't we like, there's going to be another one? And then George Floyd happened. But prior to Eric Garner, I might have my timeline fucked up. Prior to that, Philando Castile got blicked off by the cop in front of his girlfriend and the baby girl. After that happened, I said, there's going to be another one. And then Eric Garner happened. I said, yeah, we're mad. There's going to be another one. Then George Floyd happened. It's going to be another one. And there were many in between. But what's fucked up is that we're becoming desensitized to it. Desensitized to it. Because it's happening all over the place. They told Haitians, get the fuck out. These motherfuckers about to get snapped in SSI. Brian H., good evening, counselor. He says, only temporary refugee short-term resettlement payments. This is not a lifetime. Oh, I know. But the fact that Phenomenal Mexican salute. The fact that they even getting that, do they give Haitians that? Do they give Dominicans that? I'm just asking because I don't know. I don't know. And I mentioned that, Brian. They said 18 months in the article I just played. They said 18 months. To me, that's 18 months too long. Because I'm still wondering when I'm 60, when they said it's going to be available to me, 65, 67. And I've paid into it for like a long time. I know when I'm ready for it, I'm going to get about 2 racks from it. I want my money. You mean to tell me that I'm working now and I'm paying into a system to support some dudes that come from a country where they have a lot of Nazis? I saw what you're talking about. There was a whole video in a mall that had nothing but swastikas on there in like a design. And I was like, what the fuck? Where is this? The Ukraine. I was like, yo, wait a minute. These are the motherfuckers that's coming over here? I'm sorry. No, and I understand, Brian H. I understand. But I'm saying it's like we expect it. Every year something crazy happens. Every year something crazy happens. And we get annoyed, we get outraged, we march, Black Lives Matter, and it goes away. It goes away. George Floyd came and left, the thriller's gone, and now they got the Ukraine, these refugees coming over here. They're gonna come here. I mean, what are we gonna do? Protest for them not to? Nope, because that's not what we do. We act like Jesus. What would Jesus do? Now watch this, and I need y'all to listen carefully. Chris Felton, salute. I need y'all to listen carefully. We're going to accept them with open arms, and most niggas ain't paying attention to this at all anyway. I'm just saying that, yo, if we're going to put them up for housing, I mean, we always do shit like that. We always do weird shit like that. We put our noses in business where we don't belong. I just got a problem when I found out there was a lot of Nazis over there. That's my problem. They say it's going to be about 18 months, but you know there's a loophole for anything. You think they're really going to stay here for 18 months? I bet you 20 years down the line, there's going to be 100,000 is coming. There's going to be about 50,000 that slipped through the cracks and never went back. Now watch this. All of this is happening in real time. We have access to the fucking news. And some of you fucking monkeys are mad that Deontay Wilder adapted up with Fury on some fake shit. Y'all are really ridiculous, man. We got real shit going on. Exactly, Brian H. And that's what I was saying before you came on. We got 100,000 Ukrainians coming over here. You think the neo-Nazis right here aren't going to find them? And that's how they're going to grow their numbers. I'm telling you. That's unfortunate. Jerome King, salute. And that's unfortunate. Before you came, I just gave an example. These are single women with their kids coming over. Some of them are a little too young to go to war. Some of them are girls. All those neo-Nazis got to do is buddy up with those single women. Yeah, man, your husband's dead. He ain't coming back. But, you know, Heil Hitler. Swastika, see right there, Heil Hitler. You see the 2 S's? Heil Hitler. Get your benefits. Help pay for my trailer and get food in my trailer. You come stay with me. And I can show your kids how to maneuver through the system because they got blonde hair and blue eyes. And they're white because that means something here in this country. And I'm just mad because they're accepting them with open fucking arms. Ern Jordan, salute. But they told the Haitians to get out. They told Mexicans, go back to your country. Anybody that spoke Spanish was Mexican to them. Go get out of my country. I know, Stormy. We're too busy fussing with each other. And I'm on this channel with some real shit. Come on, trolls. You nigga trolls that troll me for my boxing opinion, cut that shit out for 2 seconds and give me an opinion here on some real shit. I don't have this channel blocked at all. If you come on some bullshit, I'll block you. But now's the time that you show your face and run your mouth now. Show me what you're made of. You can't do that. Platboy plays, salute. I agree, John Pounds. And the Dems had almost 4 years to fix whatever. I saw no change, and we're getting 100,000 refugees from the Ukraine that's about to get benefits that I fucking pay for. Yeah, you ain't lying, Brian H. You ain't lying. I'll do you one better than that. We're helping with that war, right? We're helping with that war. And we're about to take 100,000 refugees and feed them and house them. Some of them, no doubt, come from Nazis. What's going on over there, right? But Flip, Michigan still got fire blowing out of their goddamn water pipes.
Whoa!
What? That's right, Chris Felton. You're right. That Asian hate crime bill. People get everything. They get everything. We should have been at a hate crime bill. We can't get that. You know why? The focus on us hating each other. We'll never get a black hate bill when we got Bloods and Crips running around. We won't get a hate crime bill when I got niggas, you know, death threatening me and all kinds of weird shit, and DFTB threatening to kill us and over a boxing opinion. We're not going to get no hate crime bill. What are we talking about? Reparations? We should have been had that. Cut us the fucking check. And I got something else I want to share with y'all too. I know, Brian H. You're right. You're right. But watch this, y'all. Y'all follow the Black Authority? It's a solid channel. Go follow that brother. He has 2 channels, but follow that brother. I was listening to him about 3 days ago. It was about 3 days ago. Probably about 3 days ago. And he read this article. And I'm cut through the fluff. I'm just gonna tell you what they were doing. Translation. He was talking about what the government was training immigrants to do as far as coming into the country and getting housing. And the translation was, as he was reading it, I was like, yo, wait a minute. Not only do we're born and raised here, for the most part, the black people are born and raised here. But we've never been taught ownership. Xavier, what up, bro? But when he was reading this article, as he's reading, I'm like, this sounds crazy. And then no sooner than I thought it, he went off. He says, yo, they're teaching the foreigners. I need y'all to listen. They're teaching the foreigners ownership. Come into the country. You'll get these loans, these weird ass loans. buy a building, move your family in it. Each one save their bread, buy another building. They were basically teaching them ownership, property. You don't teach black people that. We've been here forever. They were showing us how to rent. They were showing us how to rent. They're teaching them ownership. And let me tell you why this is important. When the foreigners come here and they learn ownership, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Exactly, Stormy. And that's where I'm going with this. You know what happens, y'all? Let me tell you what happens. About 2 or 3 decades of that shit, you're going to see a lot of neighborhoods that are, it's not going to be like white and black anymore. It's going to be like foreigners, African neighborhoods. Like, you already got Dominican neighborhoods now, but not like that. I'm talking about where the people, they own the businesses. They own the whole buildings and shit like that. Couple of decades, you're gonna see that in abundance with different nationalities. And you want to know why that's important? You want to know why that's very, very, yeah, I saw it, Xavier. You want to know why that's very, very scary? Here's why. They're going to have ownership. Black Americans have been the most resistant and the most, we're always ready for revolution. When we're united, we're very united. We've always been very combative because that's who we are. You know who's not combative? The foreigner that comes to this country and you give them shit. Why? Because the white man, Uncle Sam, them gave them some shit. Now I'm going to go here. And this is very, very important. Jared, salute. Yeah, absolutely he did. And this is very, very important. I need you to listen. And I'm not firing shots, but I'm telling you, my shows, I set them up like this for a reason. And I need you to understand. All right? When these other people come from these countries and they get here, and the government rolls out the red carpet for them, and next thing you know, they own shit, entire neighborhoods. And you, a black person, you can't go to these neighborhoods. Now they can call you nigga, and nothing might not happen to them. Because now they're here. You better get the fuck out their neighborhood. Big Texas, what up? It's easy to manipulate the foreigners here. Even the Africans. It's easy to manipulate them when they're here. It's easy to get them on the side of the government that's helped them. Because you know why? They're going to look at us and say, you've been here all this time and look what I've accomplished. I was here 30 years ago and we just owned that apartment. And then we bought the building. And then we bought that building. But your lazy nigga ass been here the whole time and you ain't do it. And we got it from the mud. When in reality, they didn't get shit from the mud. They got it from these government handouts. And they're going to tell you that they got it from the mud, but they got it from a government handouts. The Indians do it. The Africans do it. The islanders come here. The black islanders from different islands, they come here, they do it. And they call us lazy, and they insist that they got it from the mud. They ain't get it from the mud. They got it from government assistance. And what they do, when it comes time for them to vote, they're going to vote for their own best interests. Well, what political party gave my family 30 years ago these grants and loans so I can own all of this shit? That party. And it turns out that whatever party's in office is the party that doesn't do good by African Americans. And soon they're going to outnumber us. And I'm going to tell you what else these motherfuckers did. Now, I just told you how they assimilated and recruited foreigners, right? Where did they start first? Our Black American sisters. See? You see? Is any of this making sense now? Is any of this making sense now? They have assimilated and infiltrated our family and separated us because Black people, Black Americans, like I said, we're all about revolution when we're united. But when we're separated and we're fighting over bullshit, it's real easy to fuck us up from the inside out. Look what they did to the Black Panthers. How the fuck the Black Panthers no longer exist? How are they considered a terrorist group? But the Ku Klux Klan is alive till this day. The food program that the government uses, what is it called? What is a food program? What do they call it? That the government uses on welfare, it has a name. What is it called? Steve Elder Max, salute. That's right, Night Train, the A1 visa with grants and loans. We can't get that. They give out $1,000 to them. They get a fucking store, they open it up, and they service in the community. 30 years later, it's called gentrification. Right here where I live, near where I live, there's a complex called Parkchester. Just 10 years ago, it was just Black and Spanish people living there. Now, it's all Indian. Indian and African. Starling Avenue, right there off of Castle Hill. I said, what the fudge happened here? The food program that the government used was taken from the Black Panther Party. Oh, I know Paul Carrot. And Dr. Martin Luther King regretted that. He regrets trying to integrate us. He regrets that. He really did. He really regretted that. Segregation was actually working for us. I never understood growing up, if this motherfucker hates me because I'm Black, why would I want to? I don't want to be around him then. Because you know what happened when we were separated? We were thriving. So much to the point where they had to burn down our towns, Rosewood, Black Wall Street, burn the shit to the ground. Philadelphia, they dropped a bomb on a neighborhood. Did they not do that? Come on, man. Come on, man. And see, we as Black people, we know that shit. So some of us has gotten into the system. We understood how it worked and was making it work for us. And as soon as we start making shit work for us, what did they do? They put crack in our neighborhoods. They put guns in Chicago neighborhoods. And they let the foreigners in here and give them all these loans. And they open up stores, the Chinaman and the Korean man, they open up the stores in our neighborhoods. And we're buying Chinese food. We're buying fruits and vegetables from the Koreans. What else we doing? We're doing everything else, buying from them. Meanwhile, that empty lot's been there since you've been a kid. And every time when you got older, you went to the bank and said, yo, look, I have an 800 credit score. Why can't I buy that lot? Why can't I get a loan to buy that lot? And they give you a fucking pain in the ass. You're trying to buy the burnt out building right there. They giving you a pain in the ass to buy it. They don't let you get it. 5 years later, you see someone in there and they're building it up. Like, what happened here? And they open it up. It's an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet now. You're like, yo! Exactly, Joseph. I remember my grandfather said the same shit. He said, man, those crackers, see, it was a different time back then. My family ain't want nothing to do with them. My aunt right now, she ain't doing too well, but she told me about some racism back in the day. in South Carolina. She told me about that. She got chased with a gun when she was in college by some white man. He drove up on the sidewalk and tried to run her and her friends over, and then pulled out a rifle and bust shots at them. That's real racism, y'all. There's no police you can tell. So they saying these Ukrainians will be here for 18 months tops. You think they're going to leave after 18 months? You think this shit's going to be over? What happens after 18 months? Benefits is out. What are we going to do? We have no home. What are we going to do? They're going to go to Congress, make another bill. They're going to re-up another 2 years, or cut them a deal and give them citizenship. Some of these white boys are going to start marrying these fucking girls. It's going to work out for them. But the Haitians had to go the fuck home, y'all. See? The fix is in, y'all. See, normally I'd ask, how do we change it and what are we prepared to do? The answer is nothing. There's nothing we can do, y'all. We can't do anything. This is consistent with the rhythm of this country. This is what they do. They're going to be here in 25 years from now. You're going to see Ukrainian neighborhoods popping up in California and Texas and New York. And we're like, yo, this is a Ukrainian neighborhood? Where the fuck this came from? I've been walking down this block all my life. Ukrainians own the chicken spot right here. What's going on here? Hurry up and bite. Hurry up, bite. Don't talk to me like that. Get out, nigga. Sad fact is, some of you niggas are still gonna buy the chicken from there. Yeah, give me my snack box. Fuck you. I'll be back tomorrow. They sell good chicken though. Just cut us the check, though. No reparations, right? Just think about what we do for all these countries, and if it happened here, if we had some homegrown shit here and black people really had the boogie and go somewhere, what country we going to? Africa? Do y'all understand really why I don't understand the trolling on here? And I got a bunch of niggas talking crazy about us, and I'm like, what's wrong with you, dude? I don't even know who you are. Or I just keep it boxing, or I just keep it this, or I just keep it that. How about this? You keep your nigga nonsense away from me. This is some real shit I'm talking about here, and it's gonna be a problem. Now, they could bend and twist this and say, oh, you hate Ukrainians. No. Look, this is war, and we ain't got shit. We got a bunch of debt over here as it is, and it's self-preservation. Y'all watch The Walking Dead? Sometimes as fucked up as it sounds, if you trying to survive, you can't. If you in a car, you can't help that guy you find walking on the road. I remember I was watching the episode a few years ago. They were driving in the car, and they saw some dude on the road with a backpack. Omega Red, salute. And he looked, he was like, hey. And he ran and tried to catch us to the car. And he looked at Rick, and Rick said, keep driving. They had limited resources, and they had to look out for themselves. And the guy didn't look like anybody dangerous, but in an apocalyptic situation, you don't know who's crazy. They left him. The whole episode goes by, they go back down that road, and they see the man, but they see his backpack, but some zombies eating his entrails. In other words, he got. Eventually, he got. And it's a cruel world. And it's sad because you look at that episode, you're like, man, maybe you should have stopped for dude. Maybe he could have been an asset. But that's one more mouth to feed, one more person you got to worry about. And one more person, by then, but I forget what season that was, but by then, they knew how to move outside outside the walls of whatever community. They were survivors. He could be an asset or a liability. And eventually he got eaten. So you never knew. But that's a reminder, shit is cruel. And I said that to say this, in real life, we got enough bullshit going on here. We have an internal fight within the black community here, in which they are taking advantage of. They're taking advantage of our complete and total dysfunction. Foreigners are moving in here at a rapid rate, fine. They're living the American dream, but they also have access to funds that we don't have. And what I said is very real. These Ukrainian Jews, what up? They're going to come in, 100,000 of them. You think they're all leaving in 18 months? No. They're going to say, okay, well, look, you've gotten SSI, but now you have to earn it. Now we're going to put you to work. And there lies the problem. Another problem. How many Americans are unemployed? You're going to start seeing a bunch of Ukrainians popping up at McDonald's mopping floors. Those are jobs. The brothers and sisters that are completely down in their luck, they got turned away for that job for the goddamn Ukrainian immigrant. And it's like, yo, why are they here? I was born and raised here. Why can't I? Oh, no, she's trying to work off her SSI and her. I don't care. I'm trying to feed my kids and I'm on child support and everything. I'm trying to make it happen. Why are you hiring her? I'm a man. I could work triple the amount of hours she can. Yes, we can. That's why, sidebar, black women, that's why all that education y'all get, it doesn't matter. We still make more money than you because you don't take the same jobs that we take. And you cannot biologically, physically, y'all cannot work the same amount of hours that we can make, that we work. If we work 60 hours in a week on average, y'all working like 42. Look it up. That's why y'all can have all this education, but we're still kicking your ass and earning in the world, and earning. That's just a fact. So you mean to tell me you're going to fuck off your whole workforce? Because a lot of the people coming over here, like I said, they're mothers. They didn't send the women to war. They sent the men from, I think, 16 to like 60 something. It was something crazy like that. I was like, wait a minute. What's going on there? Yeah, Playboy plays. They're going to get grants. They're going to start businesses. They're going to be like opening up. You're going to be walking down the block like, yo, where'd this childcare place come from? And it's going to be owned by 4 Ukrainian women. Y'all really want to get pissed off? I don't know how many of the women are in here, but y'all women, y'all ladies listening, y'all really want to get pissed off? Y'all ready for this shit? 100,000 of these motherfuckers coming here, right? Not all of the racist neo-Nazis are going to bag these chicks. Some of them are going to get bagged up by these passport bros. That aren't broke. Some. Now, the danger with that is some of these chicks are coming with their young babies. What about the single women? Which aren't many. But if she comes over here and says, yo, look, my husband's over there. I don't know if he's coming back. I'm just by myself. Me and Gertrude, and I don't know any Ukrainian women names. You ain't got no kids? No. How old are you? 29. And her titties sit up just like this. Fuck that SSI. Let me show you what a date looks like. I'm playing, but I'm not. I'm playing, but I'm not. Well, I don't know, Shauna. Is it stooping low? If he's been on Tinder and swiping left and swiping right, and none of y'all sisters are the same height and weight as that woman, and y'all think the term submission is a foul word, And she's in this house cooking and cleaning because she ain't got no home in the Ukraine. Her fucking brownstone got blown to smithereens. I'm playing, but I'm not. Saying. Generate compliance. And see, again, family, all of my shows tie together. You see why I say we need to be a little bit more united on this shit? Do y'all see now? Is any of the, I'm being serious now. Is all of this sinking in? You see why we need to be more united? You see that? You see? You can say what you want, Shauna, but if she's cooking and cleaning and sucking his dick, and she's 5'5", 130 pounds, what's his alternative? A strong black woman with a lot of mouth? 5'5", 300 pounds, dress size 24. Only time she using the mouth is to run it. Anyway, but do y'all see why we need to be more united as a community? Do you see why? Does all of this make sense now? Black men this, black men that. I had two sisters on here yesterday. We're not complex, we're very easy. And now 100,000 Ukrainians about to come here. You know who's not going to be affected by this? That 24 karat community. They're not going to come up in their shit. No. You know why? That 24 karat community, they own their block. You think a Ukrainian's going to come up in there and buy a store or buy a building? No. But they're going to erect a spin class, aerobic center right in our fucking neighborhoods. I'm sorry, we don't got no neighborhoods. We don't own shit. Yeah, Shauna, and y'all were bed wenches back then. Did you hear what I said about South Carolina the other day? Did y'all know how many black women were slave owners in South Carolina? Please, don't make me do a show on that, because I've been knew about that. I've been knew about that for a long time. Me and Tay Tay was talking about that just yesterday. Were we not, Tay Tay? There it is. Please don't make me do that show. I really don't want to. But if you piss me off, I'll do it. And all y'all be sitting up here saying, well, I don't believe in facts in the day. Where'd you get that? Nope. The first time I learned about that was from an elder on my father's side in Charleston, South Carolina. Well, around there. Not in the state. But he spoke about it way back in the 90s. And I said, wait a minute, what? I thought only white people owned slaves. He said, nope. The motherfucking bedwenches own slaves. Bitches walking around looking like Vanessa Williams. They own some niggas. Please, do not make me do that show, because you will swear to God I hate women. And I don't. I'll just be telling you the fucking truth. Don't do it. Don't. It's a bad idea, babe. It's like showing up to a party with a boner in sweatpants. It's a bad idea. Don't do it. Exactly, Tay. See? Look at Phenomenal Mexican natives also. Yeah. Exactly, Joseph. I don't hate women. but I'm obligated to tell the truth. And there's a lot of shit that I don't talk about here. No, Shauna. I said black women. Look at Rico. Yeah, see? I'm telling you, I'm not gonna do the show. Unless my hand is forced, I'm not gonna do the show, but I'm telling you. She says, yes, there were black people who owned slaves, most black people. No, be clear. I talked about South Carolina and black women who owned slaves. Mansa Musa, salute. And it seems that there's a deep-rooted connection between that and what we're going through today. From that to 1965, to women talk about they don't need no man, to how we're treated today, to them being as free as they've ever been in any country on this world, raging war against us. And you see this little back and forth we having right now? You see this? Konami is a simp. Salute. He said, salute, Drew. Like your thoughts on black issues. Do you have any Dominican and any other Latin, Dominican in you or any Latin in nationality? Yes. Wait a minute. What the fuck? Yo, my man. Get the fuck out of here, man. I just noticed that that's my nigga Trill Will's fucking picture, B. I just noticed that. This is what niggas get, and this is what I'm saying. That's probably a nigga over here. I'm talking about some real shit. And he makes time to come over there and do that. You see what I'm saying? If you was a cracker, it makes sense. But if you was a nigga, right? But if you was one of those fucking weird ass Latinos, let me put you on. You're under attack too. Because you too busy running around trying to be a nigga. And guess what? We ain't got it together. We don't own shit over here. Y'all don't own shit over here. 24 karat people, they own shit. So this shit ain't gonna affect them. I'm talking some real shit. What you need to be doing is getting up on fucking game and getting it together. There was never a war between blacks and browns. There was never a war. That shit was fabricated. It was all bullshit. Because I know if slavery started tomorrow, we're all on the same goddamn line. Stupid. Stupid ass. Fucking weirdos. This is what I'm talking about. We're having a real conversation here. And these motherfuckers in here talking about, oh, you got any Latin in you? So what if I do? What if I do? What does that mean to you? What does that mean to you? How does that help apply to this situation? How does that help you? What are you doing to help your community? Why do you have Trill Will's fucking face on? What kind of homosexual shit is that?
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
That was gay, dude. That was gay as fuck. That was gay as fuck. Jesus, Rasul, what up? Gay as fuck. Oh yeah, it probably was. dudes get so in their feelings over like nonsense. I'm having a real adult conversation here. An adult conversation. All right, Chris. Anyway, what was I talking about? South Carolina? Yeah. I'm talking about the black women owning slaves. That's what I mentioned. I'm not saying black people owning slaves. My focus was on that. And there's a you can draw a line from that all the way through the 60s, 70s, 80s, all the way up till now, and you wonder why, what the fuck going on in the community. It's like, man, it feels like black men are fighting multiple fucking wars. What the fuck is going on? Yeah, Shelton, I don't know what's going on. If that's some dude he whipped in Call of Duty, I mean, look, I don't give a fuck, man. I'm 47 years old, my man. I'm good. This is ridiculous. What America's doing. So in reference to the passport bros, they may be really on to something. Listen, y'all heard that some dudes is leaving and they just staying where they at, right? They're just staying. They're like, you know what, I might not, I'm not in Thailand. It's great, man. I'm not getting shot at by police. Philippines, same shit. Weather's nice. And true, there's danger everywhere. But there's danger right here in every city. Everybody in here's from a fucking city. I'm sure y'all know where the dangerous places are. The bottom line is we're not liked anywhere we go. Everywhere we go. So what that not being liked it's not new to us. It's not new to us. We're survivors, are we not? And all I've been saying is, y'all remember that show I said we need to make a deal because we're stronger united? Y'all remember when I said that? It was only about 3 weeks ago. Right? At this point, we need to stop. At this point, we need to stop and cut the bullshit because this shit is out of control. 100,000 Ukrainians, and they told all the Haitians to get the fuck out. They told a Puerto Rican, go get out of my country. It's on YouTube somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. I'm not bullshitting. Oh, there it is. Found it. Found it. After this Creed ad. Jorge Ramos. Let me play this for y'all. This is Jorge Ramos. Fair use, y'all. Fair use. Fair use. Jorge's Puerto Rican. Why wait, Kennel, man? Salute, brother. Good to see you. Yeah, you remember that? No Smoke, you remember that? I said, yo, ain't that dude Puerto Rican? Bro. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Now listen, black people spend the most and we don't own shit. A nigga will take his tax return and get rims for his car without having insurance. Black women have spent over $1 billion in a year in beauty products, and their sons have a 3rd grade reading level. So when I say we need to make a deal and sit down, good night, Tay-Tay, and sit down and work something out like a plan. Everybody, imagine this, y'all. Imagine everybody in the black neighborhoods just woke up and say, yo, look, I'm gonna get with my neighbors. Okay, look, let's work out this super budget. What is a super budget? What do you net? Don't tell me what you gross. Tell me what you net every 2 weeks. And after all the expenses are paid, how much money you got laid after? What you got, $200? I got 200. All right. He got 200. She got 300. He got 400. If we put this money away, see that building right there? We can buy it and we can own it and start renting out the apartments. And then once we get into the black, it'll take us a few years. Once we get into the black with that, we could buy the other building. And then the big picture in the next decade, as our kids get older, we can get into commercial real estate and we can get it out the mud. Imagine if one project building and all the families did that and everyone put money in a pot and then bought a commercial property. And not everybody's going to make millions of dollars and hundreds of thousands of dollars on it. But the point is ownership. It's owned by a group of people. And of course, it's fantasy. You know why? There's always going to be those group of people. Well, who's going to hold the money? And who's the treasurer? And who's going to do this? And who's going to, I don't like her. I don't like, well, I don't fuck with that nigga. I don't fuck. That sort of thing. You see, those 24 karat people, they don't do that. Do y'all remember? Anthony, what up? AB, what up? Do y'all remember when, who's the dude that used to own the Clippers that said that shit about Magic Johnson? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember what the owner of the Clippers said? What was his name? He said, look, man, he has HIV and you remember that? You remember that? Do y'all remember when they interviewed him? Do y'all remember he didn't apologize for it? He stood on it. He basically stood on it. Donald Sterling, that's him. He stood on it. Do you remember what he said? And I don't know what, you know what? At first I said, I don't know where that came from, but then I understood it. He said, look, in my community, he's talking about the 24 karat community, they give out loans. No penalty loans. Zero interest loans. Do y'all know what that is? To have zero interest on a loan? Do y'all know what that is? He says that's what they do in the community. You know what he was doing in that interview when they asked him about the statements he made? You know what he was doing? He was showing that my people have it together. I don't care about what that dude did. I don't care about what I said. I meant it. I wasn't wrong. Y'all could take this team. I'm still a multimillionaire. And I'm still gonna be a fat white guy sleeping with an Asian chick that looks like that, 25 years younger than me. I don't care. I'll get another one. I don't care if she blew the whistle on me. I don't care. I'll get another one. I got one right now. But he started talking about zero interest loans. Y'all know what that is? That means a kid coming out of college, off of his bar mitzvah or whatever, can say, I need $100,000 for what? I want to buy this property and I could flip it and I could pay it back within 5 years. So I won't be in a poorhouse. That means they're going to loan him 100 and he's only paying back 100. Normally, when you get a loan from a bank or a credit union, you borrow 100,000. When you're done paying back the loan, you done paid them back 180,000. They're making money off of the interest. He said they don't do that. The community don't do that. And then you wonder why they get ahead. It's called fucking teamwork. You can have a 24-karat person in Delaware and a 24-karat person in New York. They don't know each other, but when they meet, they already know. Okay, this is the paperwork. I sign here. You do this, do this. We do this, we do this. The money split. Shalom, or whatever they say. And they're good. They trust each other. They have a network. What do we have? What do we have? We have women out of order, so much to the point that men are leaving the fucking country. You got a handful of niggas that are soy boys and they have no control over their penises. They have no control over their money. They don't know what money is. But America is allowing the foreigners come in, and they're about to allow 100,000 Ukrainians in. And they're already showing the foreigners that are here, they're showing them how to own the property, not rent property, how to own property. Y'all go subscribe to the Black Authority. It's called TBA. Go subscribe to his channel. It was a live he did about 2 days ago. He read the manuscript from what college? Was it Harvard? It was scary. I said, oh shit. And with each passing moment, Black Americans are getting dumber. But we can't be tamed. We speak out and we march or whatever, but you know who don't do that? The Africans that come here. And what are they gonna do? What are the Africans and the Indians and the Asians, what are they gonna do? Rise up against a person that just gave them a $100,000 loan? We can't get no loans. That's why we're already pissed off. So when we try to rage against the machine, pun intended, very political group, I love them. When we try to rage against the machine, those foreigners will tell us, calm down. Why? They don't like you. They don't like your brown skin, your black skin. No, I got it from the mud. This is a land of opportunity. You've been here all this time and you didn't do anything. I got it from the mud. No, you didn't. You got these conventional loans. I've been here all this time. I couldn't get it with great credit. Next thing you know, we fighting with them too. And the man just sitting back, ha 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 ha. Now we're fighting with foreigners. ATL, Anonymous Boxer, salute. Hen Dog, salute. Tom Etheridge, salute. We're not outmanned. We're out organized. Exactly, Paul. This is fucked up, man. So they say the Ukrainians only going to be here for 18 months. I promise you, when the 18 months is up, what are they going to do? Kick them out? That's not what America does. They're going to figure there's going to be another bill, and they're going to figure something out, and they're going to end up staying. Because the Ukraine's going to be flattened out like a fucking parking lot. Go back to what? They're going to be sitting there screaming, we ain't got no home. We ain't got nowhere to go to. We ain't got nowhere to go. Look, we've been here. We haven't burned up anything. We've contributed to society. Can we stay, please? Roe versus Wade, y'all. From 1973 to current, there was 20 million abortions. That's black women. I came out with this. I didn't make the stat, but I read that black people only make up what 13% of the population. And some of the sisters in the chat didn't believe me. But I just told you that black women had over 20 million abortions. Since 1973. Can you grow a community with 20 million? Now watch this. Those are 20 million people aborted. How many families since 1973 till now could those children have made? From 73 to now, they're grown. They probably would have been grandparents by now. I'm just saying. Salute, Joe. Appreciate that. I know, Tom, and you know what? With each passing day, I look at what they're doing and I look at us and I just don't know. Bro, I don't know. Yo. Just go back and look at my shows, man. Look at the back, look at the topics, then look at the back and forth, and then listen to this show. And then wonder how we gonna, if we can't get simple shit together, like to get black women with black men, what are we doing? Exactly, Anthony. That's why they got their shit together. They group their resources, they build, they got their own schools, they raise their kids a certain way, and by the time they reach a certain age, they got a certain amount of money in the bank. You don't see no goddamn Jewish people riding around in big old Escalades with 20-inch rims and shit. That's only us with the nigga nonsense. Bananas and all. But when I say we need to make a deal within the community, black women need to be with black men. Remember when I said, yo, black women need to apologize? What was I met with? Apologize for what? Oh my God. Look, niggas just didn't just up and say, yo, I'm leaving for no reason. They didn't say that. Sit down, make a deal. You can't make a deal with nobody and say, hey, man, I ain't do nothing. You can't be at the table talking about I ain't do nothing when the numbers show different. Man, live your life, Joe. Live your life, man. I know, Tom. I've been said that. You know, but you know, Umar, he means well, but some of the stuff he says is like, he lost me on a lot of shit. He's a good dude. I believe that. Genuinely, he's a good dude. He says a lot of great things, but he lost me on a lot of the stuff he has said, man. It's crazy, man. And yeah, and people are not paying attention. People are not paying attention. They think that this shit is a fucking game. It's not a game. It's not a game when you're losing out here. It's not a game, man. I don't find any of this shit funny. And you had the president talking about he's gonna the kids are gonna have to go fight for the American kids are about to go fight for the Ukraine. No, we're not. Not my seeds, not my kids, not my nieces, not my nephews. Fuck that. No, absolutely not. You do it. Ain't no Jewish people going over there. to fight. Yeah, Paul, he's smart, but he's yeah, man. Listen, man. Yeah, Playboy plays. Yeah, he also said that the problem is the brothers shouldn't be leaving. The brothers should be here helping the sisters raise those kids. And I was like, nope, hell no. I don't think no man should stay here to clean up some other chick's mess. I'm gonna do a short video, and look, I don't like I don't do reaction videos, but I'm gonna clip something from Kevin Samuels, and I'm gonna let y'all see it. It's gonna be maybe not even a minute. It's maybe like 35 seconds. And I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. A woman that called the show, and she wasn't like belligerent or nothing, but her situation was so like ridiculous. I was listening to it today. I said, is she trolling? She was dead ass. I'm gonna clip it and I'm gonna play it. And I'm gonna tell y'all, for those of you that listen to I must have listened to all of his shows. I've listened to every last. I went to his catalog when I first found him. I went all the way back to when he first started. And one thing I noticed was, I said, man, he's killing these dudes. And then all the way up to Average at Best when he talked to that one woman. And then the women came from him and he dealt with them accordingly. I'm gonna let you, and just know this, when I review that, just know that that was a few women that would call the show with similar issues like that. And I called it an issue. It was like, I don't believe this. She was dead ass. She was dead ass. No smoke. I'm on the job, brother. Yeah, Tom, we got a lot of distractions, man. It's like we don't see value. We don't see value in our own community, man. Oh, I know all about that, Cop Killer. I know all about that. I know all about that. And surprise, y'all want to know what happened with the money we was donating to the Ukraine? Did y'all hear the latest? Y'all ready for this? I didn't play this, and I would play it on my gram, but I don't know what I did with the video. Wait a minute, let me see if I can find it. See if I can find it. Let me see. I don't know if I saved it. I don't think I saved it. Damn. I don't think I saved it. Sheesh. Well, guess what? It was revealed that the treasurer that was dealing with the UK, that was dealing with the funds, stole money. He stole money and disappeared. Let me see if I can find that on, let me see if I can find that. Ukraine stole money from America. U.S. officials overseeing aid say Ukrainian leaders are tackling corruption. These dogs, they were stealing money, bro. I ain't gonna read all this, man. They were stealing money. That's like having it's like what happened with Dr. Umar. I don't know the ins and outs of what happened, but he was supposed to be getting money together for this school, and I heard people were cash apping him, and he got all this money, and the school never got erected, and nobody got their money back. So everyone's like, "Yo, what's the school?" He said Umar said he was going to build a school for black boys, but he took the donation he was getting from his supporters and spent it on strippers, hookers, traveling hotel rooms, and personal expenses. I didn't read into that, but that's what I heard. I don't know what happened with that. I didn't. Khalid, what up, brother? How you feel? Yeah, yeah. And that's what happened in the Ukraine. I just saw a video on it, and I was like, man. And now he's talking about our children are going to go in there and fight? No, we're not. I'm not sending no children over there. Are you kidding me? We're supposed to be sending 200,000 of our kids over there for however long this war decides it wants to take place. However long. But you're sending 100,000 of you motherfuckers over here? How about this? You take that same 100,000 and stay there and fight your fucking war. We done gave you money, and the people you put in charge pocketed it, and they just disappeared. But we supposed to send our kids over there? Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe. You bugging. SSI? You know they're gonna be here longer than 18 months, man. Stop the cap, man. This is the Walking Dead. Self-preservation. They got problems, bombs falling on your head. That's some serious shit. But you know what? I'm sorry, man. We got enough problems over here. I still got cops with foots on my brothers and sisters' necks. Philando Castile got popped. Nothing happened to that cop. Remember the other brother that tried to run away and the cop shot him in the back? And if it wasn't for the Latino brother that videoed the whole thing, he'd have got away with it. Huh? We still dealing with shit right here in this country, man. Brothers with 800 middle school credit, they still can't get a conventional loan to open up a fucking business. They allow somebody from West Bubblefuck, Bahugala, come up in here and open up several stores on a block in 8 years. But a brother that's been here all his life can't get a fucking loan. And can't find a wife. Because they spent time fucking up the black family from the inside out. Are my shows making sense now? Are my shows making sense now? Is all of this, it's tying in, isn't it? Huh? Y'all ever see one of those abstract artists? They put a canvas on, and they're throwing the paint at the canvas. You're like, what the fuck are they doing? And then they take a brush and they doing all this shit, and they're doing it to music. And they take it and flip it, and it's a portrait of Tupac or something crazy. You're like, oh shit. All my shows making sense now? Am I still bullying people? Am I still blaming black women for everything? Huh? You see this shit? Donald Sterling. We were talking about why you say Magic Johnson got AIDS and we was on that. Why you bad-mouthing Magic? And he started talking about how his community gives out no interest loans. I said, oh, he's firing shot. It was deeper than Magic. He was talking about my people, these people. He should have been the first motherfucker getting canceled. And we should have got together as a people and said, you know what, let's prove him wrong. But we have so much distrust and animosity towards one another. Good luck doing that shit. Again, over $1 billion in hair and makeup products and everything in a year. But we don't own shit as black people. Come on, ladies. Come on. Are you serious? You know, it's one thing for sure. What they used to say, two things for certain, one thing for sure. You go to any hood USA, no matter how broke it is, a woman is always going to have her fucking nails done. There's always going to be some Korean doing their fucking nails and doing their goddamn feet. Bob Ross was that dude, no smoke. Bob Ross was the dude. Oh, I know, Cobb Keller. You see, oh man, we getting deep. This could get so deep, man, but I ain't gonna be on here much longer, man. This is just. So here's my question. What do we do? I just pointed out the problem for the whole show. But what do we do? How do we fix it? I just said what we need to do, but here's a sad reality. We'll never do it. You know why? I had a troll in here. You think if I knew who that troll was personally, and let's say it's a black guy, let's say it's a Latino, let's say that. And I said, look, brother, listen, all right, fuck all this boxing shit, fuck whatever sexual fantasies you have with Trill. Well, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Look, man, there's about 300 of us. We're putting money in the pot because we're trying to open up a business. And everybody's going to get a small ROI. But the point is, we want to open up 300 different businesses spread out over 5 years, to the point where everybody involved will be seeing a source of residual income. Are you in? A nigga won't do it. I don't trust you. I don't know you. I don't like your opinion on Devin Haney. I just subscribe to Bear Cave Entertainment. I don't like Transformers. I don't like Marvel Comics. That's corny. Why are you always talking about black issues? What? Mm-hmm. Eat a dick and die slow. Now the Godfather used to say, get a dog and die alone. Eat a dick and die slow. Slow, just cough slow. I know Joseph, but the black family's gone. Fucked up. Exactly, no smoke. Look at your neighborhood. The Boricuas barely own the bodegas anymore. What do you see in there? Egyptians, Arabs, Indians. How'd that happen? I know, Joe, and you're absolutely right, but it's easier said than done. Niggas still gonna get on here and, you know, whatever, man. Yeah. Exactly, Joseph. Black family's gone, then we've lost. When I pointed out the discrepancy, when I pointed out where they started, the only reason why I bring up 1965 is because the question always comes up, well, how the hell did we get here? How did we get so lost? And like when Rachel Donaire called, listen, let me tell y'all this story on the way out. Rachel Donaire called me and she said, Drew, let me ask you something. And I can tell she was kind of uncomfortable. But I said, just spit it out, man. We good. She says, I'm looking at a lot of these black American women. Why are they coming for us? I said, who's us? And I knew what she was saying, but I just want to hear her say it. She says, they're coming at Filipinas a lot. And I said, well, let me explain to you from the beginning. And I couldn't just tell her, oh, they're just mad because black men are going to your island and looking for wives. Because that's empty. Because the next question would be like, well, why are they coming here? And I had to explain why they're coming. Well, how did that happen? Then I have to go back to 1965. Look, this was a thing. Here's what happened here. And then 75, this happened. Then 85, this was this. And then the Cosmopolitan. Yeah, I remember I did a whole show about the Johnny Q, Tone Brown, what up? I did a whole show about the Cosmopolitan and how they show feminism and sexual liberation. They sold it to women just to sell magazines. But it was bullshit because a woman that was writing all that bullshit, she was a happily married woman. You remember I did a show about that? And I'm not the only person that talked about that article. It's all Kevin Samuels spoke about it, come to find out. Another girl on TikTok referred to it. So I'm like, when I see these things, I'm like, yo, I'm glad I'm not bugging. I found out, I said, wait a minute. And I brought that up. How these women thought that they didn't need us. And now we're here. They're free to do whatever they want, however they want. They say they don't need us. They don't need our guidance. They don't need our authority. They don't need to be done under our authority. And look at them now. You know how they say don't believe everything you see on the internet? All of these pictures of these selfies and shit on the gram. All them chicks broke. This chick, I showed you the chick twerking in the thong, showing her ass, light-skinned chick. You scroll down. Her son's on her Instagram. Why is your son sharing a page with you twerking in a thong? And I got something more for that next show. And salute to my brother LaRon and Broken Traditions. They're attacking our children. Again, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Matter of fact, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something. And I'm going to speak on it Friday. Look at this, y'all. Reef, what up, man? Okay, y'all want to know what that was? What that was, first of all, those were men. Dressed like women, thongs and everything, twirling around on some dominatrix stuff. Those are men in drag, right? On the floor, you saw women with their children. Not a man in the room. Our entire society, our way of life, everything is under attack. Morale, our morale. There's no morals. We have no morals. Here's why the Republican Party is going to win the next election. You just saw it. Yeah, Playboy plays. Those were infants. Because Donald Trump came in and said, that's ridiculous. You can't even pray in the schools anymore. You can't even say Merry Christmas because it's offensive. Maybe I'm Muslim or I'm Jewish. You can't tell me, listen, Merry motherfucking Christmas. I'm respecting you, but you're gonna respect mine. You see shit like that, it's out of order. And you had a bunch of women sitting there with their babies. How many men were there with their children? You understand? Now, I'm just curious with all of those single mothers, because let me be very clear. If my wife was seen in that video with my infant child, when she got home, I'm going to prison. To the fucking moon, Alice. Tiger uppercut. I'm talking about a full uppercut with a backflip and I stick the landing. I'll go sit down for a while, but you don't bring my child to that. Are you kidding me? Those were a bunch of women that were freaks and they wanted to freak off and they couldn't find a freaking babysitter. So you bring your child to that demonic. That's exactly what it was, Reef. It was demonic. Oh yeah, Drew. No smoke. Yeah. You right. Think about where society is right now, and then think about what I just showed you. And while we're at it, think about the black community here. Was I really bullying women? Or were all my shows a cry for help and concern while trying to get y'all to understand, no, it's not a shared responsibility. What I didn't want is men coming and saying, oh yeah, we're equally responsible. No. Because that's a small amount of men. But those niggas were the niggas that the women picked. And believe it or not, the niggas that y'all pick can't be saved. They're fucked up. I did a show called Don't Try and Fix the Broken Men. Y'all remember I did that show? Remember I did the show? I told women, stop trying to fix broken men. They're broken. Leave them alone. Leave them there. If you really made a mistake and you don't want to make a mistake again, leave them there. If they're going to be fathers, let them be fathers. But you keep your panties up. Y'all remember I did that show? You remember when I said what women don't want and I put the 16%? You remember when I did that show? That was me holding these dumbasses accountable. Remember when I did the show? You won't believe what this nigga told me. And I told you the show about the dude with the 5 kids, the 5 baby mamas, sleeping with the last 2 and about to get married. We're going through all of this and they're about to allow 100,000 Ukrainians in here. And in 18 months, they're going to redo the bill and they're going to give them businesses and everything. We're still going to be sitting here talking about what happened. Well, we ain't got nothing. And then I got to look at these fucking pervert ass mothers watching these drag queens swing from a fucking ceiling with thongs in their ass with their babies on the floor. But they're about to be 100 Ukrainians coming up in here. You think those women are going to let their fucking babies watch some drag queens? This is what we do in America? This is what we do? And when I say these things, I'm wrong. And then I turn right around and say, yo, look, black women, we need to make a deal. Your expectations of a black man is too high. Looking the way y'all look. 80% of y'all are overweight. Y'all are enrolled in school the most, but underemployed. You need to lower your standards. You have these ridiculous standards. Lower that shit. Get real. Men, step your fucking game up. Stop bullshitting. Unlock your full potential. Sit down with a woman and say, look, this is what I make. This is what you make. If we do this, we could be glorious. Because they take advantage of us being unorganized all our lives. When does it end? What are you really teaching your kids? If you have no kids, what are you really showing the generation that's watching you? What are you showing them? How to overeat? How to be disagreeable? How to smoke a blunt? How to speak improper English? Men. How to have multiple baby mamas? What are you teaching? You see why I want to kick Bernard Hopkins down a flight of stairs? For those of you that know what I'm talking about. Why are you attacking Devin and Bill? For what? Because you're mad because he called you out on your bullshit and now you want to fight? Where was that energy when those fools at Golden Boy that you worked for called Al Heyman Black Hitler? You didn't even say a word. You didn't say anything. You didn't say, well, I'm going to look into it and I'm going to talk to these guys behind the scene. You didn't say anything. You didn't say shit. Do y'all understand why Fred is mad? Because he was the only person that went in that media conference and said something, and he got escorted out. And nobody said anything. So when he comes back and he starts telling the truth about certain things about Al Heyman, and you think that he's leaning on him, I'm telling you, you might not agree with everything he's saying, but I'm telling you, I understand where it comes from, because he felt he was in the trenches by himself. I know he did. I never spoke to him about it, but I know he did. I know, Paul, and you know what? If the Dems get the House, I'm dead ass considering early retirement and moving out this country. I'm dead serious, man. Y'all don't know how serious this shit is. But y'all figure it out, man. If y'all got ideas, I mean real ones, holla at your boy. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelda, Cash App, the Super Chat. Man, much love and appreciation. Well, we ain't got Super Chats right now, but salute to y'all, man. Y'all are why I do this. I'll be here in the morning. Talking boxing. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'll figure it out. But it is what it is. I'll be back here Friday. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Bear Cave Entertainment. Let me drop that link in here real quick. Yeah, y'all make sure I subscribe. I'm putting some more content up there. I got 3 channels, y'all. It is difficult, but I'm making things work. I'm making things work, man. Man, salute to y'all. Much love and appreciation, man. And I see y'all in the AM, and I will catch y'all on the rebound this Friday, man. Much love. Peace.
We'll be right back.